Guilt is a strong emotion. Most guilt can be avoided with truthfulness and sincerity. But what if guilt comes from something that is out of your control, something that uh, is needed to pay the rent or put gas in your car or feed your family? Although society's views on working mothers and their decision to put their children in daycare is automatically viewed negatively, most parents are unaware of the positive benefits. Studies have shown that there are social, cognitive, and behavior benefits, also academic benefits for putting your children in daycare. Knowing these benefits and exploring the different options can really help tame the guilt that some parents seem to face when they are making a decision on a very important thing like putting their children in daycare. An article titled Back to Daycare by Susan H. Greenberg, a woman named Joan Hockey talked about sending her 11-month-old son to daycare 3 times a week. She said that she saw a big difference in his general confidence and curiosity. According to a study done by the National Institution of Child Care and Human Development, also known as the NICHD, children who attend high-quality base daycares tend to outperform children in other kinds of child care. Communication with other children gives them the experience with different types of personalities, which is very beneficial. The experience a child receives in a child care setting may help develop cognitive skills like problem solving and reasoning. The NICHD reported that children in daycare had positive results in their language and cognitive development. There is also a psych- psychological effect on a child that reflects off of the mother's well-being. A mother who enjoys being in the workplace and enjoys going to work is happier. Therefore, when she comes home, then the whole family is going to be happier because she's happy. A happy mother equals a happy child. According to an article in a parent magazine called Working Mothers Arise, 57% of mothers who work report feeling guilty every day, and 31% of mothers feel guilty when they just leave their kids somewhere once a week. Now, why would mothers feel the need or just feel guilty automatically? It Since the beginning of time, mothers have been the nurturing figures in the family. There are a lot of pressures on working mothers. According to the 2010 census, in families with a working mother and father, or excuse me, families that have a mother and a father, 67.8% of mothers were working, and 75.8% of fathers were working. 70% of mothers with children under the age of 18 either had work or were looking for work in 2010. This kind of statistics makes me feel like the traditional views of mothers staying at home and raising the kids and cooking and cleaning are slightly unrealistic on this day of age. Yet somehow, the idea of a woman staying at home is still what a lot of Americans picture in their head. In the spring of 2001, a study was done linking behavior problems with daycare. The NICHD's research studied over 1,000 children in a child care setting for 10 years. The study showed that 17% of those kids had aggressive tendencies. The study was alarming for working parents. But is it reliable? Faith Wool is the president of the CCAC, which is the Child Care Action campaign, excuse me. And she says 17% is normal for all children, not just ones placed in child care. So 17% of children show aggressive tendencies, not just children placed in daycare. Recently, I have investigated the different kinds of daycares, just the different options of child care in general. According to an article written by Jill Hamburg, the average cost of daycare for a 4-year-old runs $4,000 to $6,000 a year. So I have a chart here that shows the cost of a daycare facility will run from anywhere from $333 to $500 a month. Now, if you were to go with the nanny route, you would be looking to spend $2,167 to $3,033 a month in child care. Hiring a nanny is obviously the most costly of the routes of child care. A live-in nanny would cost less because you would be providing a place to live and sometimes a car to drive, so their rent would be taken care of. In Greenberg's article, Back to Daycare, different women share disturbing stories about their experiences with nannies. One woman came home to find her nanny trying to breastfeed her 11-month-old son. Many families that are choosing to hire a daycare will install cameras in their homes to monitor the nanny because of these horror stories. Like the ones in Greenberg's article. A daycare that has a high quality standard has to do with this exposure to education, getting the child needs met, a reasonable child to caregiver ratio, and resources. Most high-end daycare are lined up with cameras, making sure that the caregivers can be observed. Daycare centers have at least, or high-quality daycare centers usually have one person that has a bachelor's degree in children's behavior science and has the opportunity to share their knowledge with their well-qualified staff. I'm going to share with you some of the child to caregiver ratios that Florida has. I'm going to go ahead and start with babies. Well, let's pretend that this baby is your child. You would not want to place this baby in a setting that has higher than 4 babies to one caregiver. So we'll go ahead and put this baby on here with these 4 babies. So there would be 4 babies to one caregiver. And babies includes the age 6 weeks to 18 months. If you have a toddler, like this little guy, you would not want to put him in a setting that has more than 11 to one caregiver. And if you have a child that's age 4 to 11, so toddlers were 18 months to 3 years, and children ages 4 to 11 would be more, you would not want to place them in a setting that had more than 25 children to one caregiver. Now that is Florida standards. If you live in a different state, that would differ. Everyone has their opinion of what's best for their children. It is about what you want for your children. I hope the information I've provided you will helpfully change your views of working mothers and their choice to choose daycare. The sooner society accepts this, the sooner working moms can feel less guilty. Thank you.